All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. We got another great video for you guys today. We're taking a look at the deck that won the Chill Series #2 Open Tournament. Being played here by Dylan Gunn. I have him on call. He's going to be talking a little bit about the deck that he was running, a little bit about the matchups that he faced, and also a little bit about himself and his past experiences playing Pokemon. Just sort of a short interview, and then we're going to go ahead and play a couple games against some more popular decks that we also saw in the format. I don't have Eternatus built out, which is okay. We'll play against him with ADP, we'll play against him with Centiskorch, and we'll sort of get a feel for his deck list. But as you guys can see, he was playing Eternatus VMAX, and it's it speaks for itself. It did really well in the tournament, and I'm excited to get to talk to Dylan here. So what's going on, Dylan?
What's up? Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. So first things first, I think this was your first tournament at the Chill Series, right?
Yeah, it was.
Awesome, man. Well, it was a pretty good first turnout. I'm not gonna lie, you did pretty well, winning it all.
Yeah.
So I believe in the tournament we had, I think 16 or 17 even maybe Eternatus players in the tournament, and I believe 6 of them made top 16, or maybe 8 of them made top 16. I should have these numbers, but I don't. Something crazy or along those lines. But how many did you face up against in the Swiss rounds or in bracket? Do you know?
I know, actually, believe it or not, I don't think I hit any in Swiss, but in cut, I played I think I played one against. I think I played against one in top 8. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, I played against Luca in top 8. So
All right. So, I mean, the games that we watched from you were definitely good games, and they were pretty close, especially in that final round. I think it went to game 3 and was even
yeah, for
close.
sure.
And it was played against Blacephalon, a Blacephalon deck. Were you expecting to play against Blacephalon a lot in this tournament? And did you expect to sort of meet it in the finals?
Well, I know Blacephalon has been, I would say, pretty popular in the online tournaments that we've been having. So I expected a good amount. I know it has potential to blow up, so I wasn't surprised to see one in finals.
Right. Did you think that was one of your harder matchups with Blacephalon's ability to get those one-hit knockouts?
I mean, I don't think it's too bad because I have like a few one prize attackers and I can just, kill them and Marnie and just try to disrupt them, and killing the Oricorio is pretty big in that matchup, so
That's true. You are running the reset stamp, and you are running 4 Marnies, 2 dangerous drills. So
yeah,
you definitely had things right in place to sort of go against that matchup.
yeah, for sure.
Did you put anything in the deck when you were building the deck in mind for Blacephalon, or was there any deck
Um,
specifically that you were building for when you built this list?
See, the funny thing is, I wasn't really prepared for the tournament, so my friend just went on my account and put the list in, so none of the ideas were really mine, so I just kind of went with it, and it seemed to be fine against Blacephalon with the 4 Marnie and the 3-1 prizers, so
For sure. I mean,
yeah.
I know that's kind of also the case with our Chill Series #1 champion Quaggy J, who we made a video on as well, running a Mew3 Welder lineup that was entirely built by Henry Brand. He kind of just net decked it, um,
Yeah,
and that seems to be a kind of a popular thing in Pokemon. So
yeah,
that's cool. Cool. So you told me that you're from Oregon, but just moved to Tennessee recently.
yeah, I did.
That's awesome, man. How you liking Tennessee?
I like it pretty good. I've been just trying to focus on school, play some Pokemon here and there, so yeah.
I hear you. Are you So is this I know it's your first Chill Series tournament, but do you have experience with other sort of online tournament events since the whole lockdown's been happening?
I've been playing in a good amount of Hexters tournaments, and I played in like the Pog Championship and stuff like that. So
Nice. Any good placements in any of those?
not really, because I believe this format is really just a lot of draw and luck based. I think the skill gap is pretty low. So
It is. I mean, I definitely think that it's so many everyone's running right the top
yeah,
5 decks, and it's really just about kind of if you get lucky in bracket and
yeah, for
if you
sure.
if you pull the cards. I think that's definitely a huge part of it right now. But
Yeah, for sure. I was watching some breakthrough through, I think it was Ultra Prism, and I was like, wow, I wish the format was like this, because I used to love that format. It was so, it
right.
was a good amount of skill, and you know it was just fun to play. So
For sure. Yeah, I mean the meta right now, the format is looking. It's been a little bit strange, right? Especially since the Sword and Shield thing came out. I think it's gonna
Yeah,
take a
for
little.
sure.
Yeah, I think it's gonna take a little while. I think probably it's gonna take another rotation and probably about four to eight more, Sword and Shield sets for them to really sort of build out the meta in this new generation. I think that they're going in the right direction, but right now it's just sort of a little bit strange with all the mixed matches that we have between the Sword and Shield era and the Sun and Moon era cards.
Yeah, for sure. And everything's like super fast paced right now. So
Right, exactly. But I think at least it's good that they're moving towards a like a sort of a two-hit KO meta type format instead of
yeah,
like the old one-hit KO one that we had with the tag teams and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But all right. I mean, any like IRL tournaments that you've been that you can talk about
You mean like in the past?
in the past? Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I would say like I've only been playing competitively since like mid 2018, so I have like probably like 8 finishes. I think I have a like 4 or 5 top 32, some regionals. I have a top 16, a top 32 to worlds. I can't go to a ton of events, but I try to go to as many as I can. So
Yeah, no, for
I
sure.
would say I've done pretty well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Super
Yeah,
cool, man. All right, well, I mean, I know you said that you kind of got this deck list from your friend there, but I guess I'll ask you just some questions about it. So,
yeah,
of course, you're running the 444 with the Crobat, and the Eternatus V, and the Eternatus VMAX. I think that's pretty standard with the
yeah.
the Eternatus lineup. But also running 4 Zigzagoons. Did you think that those Zigzagoons came in handy throughout your tournament run, sort of putting those extra damage counters on? I know, some tag team cards like ADP have 280 HP, and that was a pretty common card. Did you ever, get into a situation where that Zigzagoon could get you the knockout?
I think Zigzagoon is pretty good. I feel like you have to play it. Just because it's a 4 of Pokemon, a dark Pokemon in it. It can snipe like 1 damage counter, so it's pretty useful to like clear up some math and fill in some math that you might need. And some people opt to run like the scoop up build version, but to me that version's more inconsistent, and you want your deck to be as consistent as you can in a format where most of the games are based on how well you draw.
For sure, and I agree.
There's not a lot of comeback potential, so
Yeah,
I only opted for the 4
yeah,
just straight Zigzagoon. So yeah,
yeah, for sure, man. And what about that one Sableye V you're running? I mean, I know, of course, with the four Zigzagoons, right? And for only 2 energy, it's kind of one of the best revenge attackers right now, in the game. Um,
yeah. So it's pretty good. I would say like if you ever have to power accelerator onto it and uh you don't have like an Eternatus, you can do that. Like in the mirror, you can go like you could power accelerator like if you hit an Eternatus, and then you can triple ping with a Zigzagoon and knock out a VMAX. Like that's one scenario, but it's also really good against Zamazenta. That's pretty much what it's in there for.
True, yeah, that's a really good point, actually. What about the two Spiritombs? I know Spiritomb has been sort of a much debated topic with Eternatus stacks. Some people aren't about it. Some people really praised running Spiritomb in in Eternatus. I mean, of course, it's a great card. It's a great attack option. But do you find that it was super useful in this? Because I know you run that one Hoopa as well. So I mean, was there kind of like a
Yeah.
preference if you had to change that after the fact? Would you?
So the thought process that I have on it at least is it's pretty good against baby Blowns, because since I'm only running the 4 Zig and no scoop up nets, you can get if you can get 4 damage counters on it, it's you can get easier 1 hit KO potentials like knocking out a baby Blown or a Decidueye or something like that, and putting heavy damage on a Zamazenta to clean up a Sableye.
Right.
So that's what my thought process on that was, and
Yeah.
it can hurt you a little bit because you might have to watch play around like some Zigzagoon pings and stuff like that, which can always be a threat. But I think if you're playing the scoop up version, you should probably be playing a heavier Hoopa, and if you're playing the non scoop up version, Spiritom's a little bit better, higher risk. That's what I would say.
For sure. No, I agree. I think that's definitely some good insight, I would
Yeah,
say. I mean, when it comes to the supporter lineup, I would say it's pretty much standard. I know you went four lineups, and a lineup with the Marnie, which I think is definitely smart. I think you need a lot of draw power and a lot of consistency with your draws in this deck, and I think running the 4 Marnies with the 3 research on top of all the Crobats, definitely a safe bet, and I see a lot of people sort of doing that with this deck. But one thing I wanted to mention was that Erika's Hospitality. Did you so I mean, it's
that card is in my opinion, it's really bad, so I wouldn't recommend playing it.
Yeah.
I think the correct supporter line is 4 research, 3 Marnie, and 4 boss. That's what I would say. So.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Because I think Marnie's a good card. I don't think you need 4 because a lot of times you're trying to dig to find a full bench or find Zigzagoons or Dangerous Drills, so drawing as many cards as you can. Yeah, and Erika's was like really bad because it's only good against like Eternatus really or anything that has a full bench like Baby Blowns, but I think just having the research is better, so.
Right. No, I mean I think you're right with that, with saying that too. I thought it was just interesting that your winning list here just had an Erika's thrown into it, which is
Yeah, it was super weird. So I didn't even know what the list I was playing. Whenever I hopped on the tournament, I was just like, well, I already regret playing in this tournament because I don't even play 4 boss. So I was just like, this might be bad, but then somehow I ended up winning. So.
Hey, it went pretty well for him, man. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Another thing too that I wanted to mention. So you're running the 2 Dark City, which I see played a lot. Definitely a good card to play in this in this deck list, along with the Hiding Energy, kind of, and the 3 switches. Gives you, almost all the options that you need to be able to sort of switch in and out of the active as much as you want. But what I did see, what I noticed is that you're not running a black market. Do you think that putting a black market in this deck is a good idea, or do you think that, maybe just sort of running with only the Dark City is smart? What do you?
Yeah. I think I've seen a lot of lists lately, kind of the black market, just because it's a heavy stadium format. So, I mean, I guess you could say like stamping in a black market is really good, but I think there's just a lot of ways around that right now, and like you'd rather have like Dark City in a lot of scenarios to be able to have like a free retreater or whatnot. And I think the correct stadiums are either Dark City or Viridian, just based on preference. So.
Right, and I mean the thing is with Dark City or not Dark City, sorry, Black Market. It's got a really great effect, right? It's a great card, but at the same time, it's sort of a stadium that goes into effect after your turn when it's your opponent's turn, which obviously means that they have a chance to get rid of it before they attack you. And so I think it's in that respect, it's sort of maybe not as good as some people think it might be in the matchup. But what about the 2 Dangerous Drills that you were running? So. I mean, I'm personally a big fan of running Dangerous Drill in this set here in Eternatus VMAX. But were there any scenarios where this card sort of shined bright for you in any matchups?
So I think the card's pretty good. I like it more in this deck than Tool Scrapper because you can get rid of like special energy and stuff like that. Even though most Eternatus lists are cutting like the special energy and going like. The Viridian and the pure dark build, like the pure dark energy build, and playing like heavy switch. I still like the Dangerous Drill because there's things like Pikarom, they have the speed lightning, even though that's a good matchup. There's just random things that are playing like Aurora, speed energy. It's good to knock off a big charm on an ADP, stuff like that. Get rid of chaotic swells. So.
Right, or even in the Ditto matchup too, getting rid of that hiding energy, or what am I thinking of? Even like Centiskorch sometimes running that heat fire energy, to give them the extra HP. So I mean, special energies are really common in the format right now, and in this deck, in this sort of in this archetype here, you're running so many Pokemon that it sort of makes sense. Like this is sort of a perfect sort of disruption card to run in this deck. So I think it's a great inclusion.
Yeah, about it is instead of just the one card off Tool Scrapper, like you only getting rid of one card, you can get rid of 2 cards with a drill and a Pokemon, which can help you thin for a Crobat if you need to.
That's right. That is also very true. Good synergy there with the Crobat. So didn't really even think of that. That's for sure, man. For sure. Yeah, man. I mean, it's definitely a pretty solid deck list. I think that there's a couple funny things thrown in there, right, with the
Yeah,
Erikas
for
and.
sure.
But no, I mean, it did really well. I mean, it seemed to be really consistent. Every game I saw you play, you never really bricked out too hard. I don't really see any Eternatus breaking out too hard. So I think,
Yeah.
with a deck like this, with an archetype like this, going for consistency is the key.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Also, I want to say another part of my success was I won every single coin flip. So
That always helps, right?
yeah, so
I mean, again, if you're going to win, it's going to take some luck, right? So.
yeah, for sure.
And are you typically going first with this deck, or are you going second?
It really depends. There's a lot of decks right now that I like to go second in, to be honest.
Right.
Like,
Right.
against ADP, I like to go second because my thought process in that matchup is okay. They're gonna go. If they go second, they have a chance to get off altered, and you have a basic setup because you can't play a supporter turn one.
Right, and you only need to
So if you're
attach 2 energy. Well, for him to attack,
yeah
he's going to have to get that third energy on.
yeah. So if you're going second, you can go power accelerator to make sure you have 2 energy in play, stuff like that, and you have better setup because you get 2 supporters and 2 Crobats instead of 2 Crobats and a supporter. So you have more draw power to be able to hit that knockout whenever they altered. So
100%, man. Awesome.
and then also against like I said, Picarom's already a really good matchup, but the Greens Picarom version they're playing like Bolton to be able to power up their Picarom. They're
Hmm.
pretty much like a Volcanion deck now, so
Right. I mean,
you
were you
want to go
surprised?
second.
Were you surprised of the number of Green Speaker ROM that made its way into bracket?
Uh, I was surprised, but I was happy about it because it's a really good matchup.
That's right. That's right. I mean, I think there was also 17 ADP Zacian lists in the tournament. So,
Yeah.
I mean, what did you think? Like, was that typically a good matchup
So
for you? Or?
ADP is really weird. I feel like if you with the knockout whenever they altered, you're in a pretty bad spot, but
Right.
if you don't, you're usually in a really good spot. So it just depends.
Right, and I think you have so many ways, right, with the Zigzagoons and with
Yeah, the
all the
drills.
consistency. Yeah, the drills. I think you just have a lot of ways to get that knockout after the
Yeah.
GX. Yeah, especially if they don't get it after on their second turn. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I think Eternatus, man. I think it's it definitely can make a case right now as the best deck in the format. It's definitely had a lot of great results in all these tournaments
Hmm.
in the past month or so. Um, I think right now it's doing better than decks like ADP Zacian. It's doing better, I think, a little bit than decks like Centiskorch. So,
Hmm.
I think right now you can definitely make a case that this is the best deck in the format. But, what do you think? Do you think that this is
My thoughts on it. I think that ADP is the best deck in the format right now, just because it allows like a lot of decks not to be played, so it scares off a lot of decks. And if
right?
you you can just kill 2 Pokemon and win the game. But I also think Eternatus. The reason Eternatus isn't the best deck in the format is because stuff like Luke Metal. It can just get hurt by like Luke Metal and Decigoons and stuff like that, and
Right.
it's really like I said, it's really on how you draw. So usually the reason we see Eternatus win is because there's gonna be one Eternatus in the tournament that just pops off every round. That's pretty much what I did. So I just had really consistent throughout the day, and I was just drawing very well, which allowed me to pretty much win it all. So
For sure, man. Awesome. Well, we we definitely appreciated you coming in and having a bunch of great games, and we're glad that you made it all the way through. Glad to have you as a champion, second champion of our of the Chill series. And you looking to play? You thinking you're going to be able to participate in the next tournament on Wednesday?
yeah, for sure. I think I'll be able to do it.
Awesome, yeah. So everyone, that Chill Series 3, it's going to be coming up this Wednesday. I believe it's the 23rd, maybe 24th. I'm not sure. I never know the dates, but it's definitely going to be a good one. We had a great turnout in the last event, 83 people in the Chill Series number 2. Prize pool of 260 packs. It was absolutely phenomenal. The mods made it real easy, so the tournaments went real smoothly. I'm still trying to figure out some kinks with the live stream. Right now it seems like Swiss rounds are a little bit hard to stream. It's just a little bit consistent. It's hard to know what's going to happen, right? So we're trying to figure that out at the moment. But top 8, top cut, streaming those games are always a lot of fun. We always have a lot of great games. So hopefully we can see everyone there. Hopefully everyone watching the video gets to participate. We have a link to our Discord down below. You guys can check that out. And it's got about 350 so people in it right now. It's a really great community. It's growing really quickly. The tournaments are becoming just sort of, really fun events. They're doing really well. And I'm really excited for the next one, man. And I hope that you also have a really good run. I know that the Chill Series #1 champion, Kawaki J, was the only person from this tournament to make top 8 who also, placed high in the last tournament. So right now, in terms of the Chill Series rankings, he's #1, but you're #2.
That's cool.
Yeah, getting that win here in the last tournament. So potentially, if you place in the top 8 or maybe top 4 of this next tournament, then you'll take the lead and go first in points.
Is there like a invitational or something that you're having?
You know what? I think now is as good a time as ever, because I haven't announced it yet. But right now in this video, I am announcing it. So, yes, Dylan, we are going to be having a Chill Series Invitational tournament. It's going to be happening at the end of this season, the first Chill Series season that's going on right now. I believe our current plan is to have 10 events this season, going all the way up to the Chill Series 10, and then the top. We haven't decided, so it's either going to be the top 16, competitors from the first season, or the top 32 competitors, and we're going to just put them all into one huge best of 3 bracket, and with proper seeding, and we're just going to have them play for the grand prize of the season.
So y'all should play in these tournaments and get your points up.
That's right. You guys should play in the tournaments, and also our tournament is a recognized tournament by some of the more sanctioned sort of organizers like PokeStats. So that means that the your placements in our Chill Series tournaments also go towards your points total for the PokeStats Invitational, which is going to be a huge invitational tournament coming up here in about a month or two. So yeah, definitely keep an eye out for that. But that's going to be it with the interview here, Dylan. But like I said, we're going to go on and we're going to play some games. I'll play with you, play against you, playing with ADP Zacian. I just built a funny little ADP catchers deck list that I like a lot, actually. And I have a Greens Centiskorch lineup that I built that's based off of Kawaki J's list that he got top 8 here with in the Chill Series 2. So we'll play a couple games. I'm going to play with both those decks. We'll see if we can't get some good good gameplay for you guys, and then we'll tune back in. Yeah, well, for sure. Let's get right into it. We'll tune back in at the end of the video, but yeah, all right. Thanks for the interview, man.
Let's go.
For sure. Do I play catchers or hammers?
What did you say? I'm sorry.
Should I play catchers or hammers?
I think I don't really know. That's a hard thing. I don't really play that much ADP, so I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, is like you can't really obviously just choose in format, but I think right now hammers might be better against Eternatus. But
yeah, I think hammers are pretty good. That's my other logic for going second, is because if I know they play hammers, I can get a power accelerator off. So
right, for sure. Okay. Interesting start for me here. Definitely different than the first game, so that's...
Who's going first? Let me see. I need to check.
Yeah, I'm going first, too.
Okay.
Of course I am. I always go first with ADP, even though I don't know if that's the best idea.
Yeah, I think it's correct, for the most part.
Yeah, I don't know, I just prefer it, in all honesty. Okay, that's interesting. I would have rather not Orngruid there. I'm not sure even why I did it, but...
So, do you play in IRL events?
I just got back into the Pokemon trading card game about a year ago, and by the time I got kind of more seriously into like playing the the card game competitively, it sort of everything kind of got shut down. So I never had I never really had a good chance to go to any events. But as soon as they open up, I'm definitely going because I have all my decks built IRL and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, I used to play a lot when I was younger, but just sort of I played VGC pretty heavily for like 4 years, and then I was like, you know what, I kind of just want to get back into the TCG.
Yeah.
Wow, I have a super interesting hand right now. You want me to just tell you what it is?
What is it?
It's a Crobat with 4 research, or with 3 research.
Oh, jeez.
Like, what is that? What is that?
Do you play Marnie or no?
Yeah. I usually play a 3-3-3 lineup of
Three.
boss,
Yeah.
Marnie, and research. It's just like preference. So there's real no reason for it. I just prefer doing it.
it looks cooler.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like some weird mystical reason that I have no explanation for.
I have some theory about online. If you don't play the same arts, you're less likely to draw into them because the game doesn't know how to properly work statistics.
That's a very interesting theory. That's super funny.
It's because, like, if you ever think about it, they're like the game is literally, I don't know, it just seems so randomized, like way too randomized.
Yeah, it's like randomized to the point where, see, that's the thing is like it's hard to emulate real life because like when you're playing IRL and you're playing through the cards and stuff, it's like it's not gonna be completely randomized. Like the way you're shuffling and just sort of the way it all goes, it just doesn't end up like that. You know what I mean? So the game definitely seems to be. It's definitely feels different than playing IRL, to me at least, like in terms of the randomization and everything. But I don't know. When you're playing in real life, there's no real way to perfectly randomize your cards. So yeah.
See, this is rough because I would have had the knockout, but I missed Switch. So.
Oh, that's true. You would have had to do. Well, you had to do 250, right? And then you're doing what? 2.
Yeah, I have 2 Pokemon in my hand,
There it is, yeah.
but my other 2 cards are 2 drills. So.
Right. Okay.
Mm.
I see. See, I mean, it's the case whenever you're playing ADPization, but the strategy and the idea with catchers is that you give yourself a lot of opportunities to obviously gust in. And nowadays, almost every deck you're playing is going to have multiple 2-prize Pokemon just sort of cluttered on their bench between Dedennes, Crobats, Pokemon Vs, whatever it might be. So it's kind of like, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I think catchers is overall a better list than hammers is. But again, it's all coin flips, and it can be pretty infuriating. But we'll see.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that right there, man. I just I put that on the wrong Pokemon. That's fine. My game like lagged right when I placed it. Just put it right on Crobat.
Imagine you're about to like win a tournament and then you did something like that, but you got punished for it.
Literally. Yeah, so I mean I kind of whiffed here as well on the gust, which isn't ideal at all, but
that stinks.
Even playing 4 catchers and 3 bosses, yeah, I know.
Sheesh.
I know.
I feel like ADP just always has it.
It should, like it's I mean I had it, I just missed the flip, but missed the coin flip, but it's it is what it is. I don't know if it's probably not. I'm probably not in a great situation as far as all that goes. But now that I think about it, though, you still have to get 3 knockouts, so I should be fine.
Yeah, you're not in too bad of a position.
I just have to. Yeah, no, I think I'm good here. I'm just thinking, but without. I mean, I should just be doing it, but yeah, I don't know. But again, when in this matchup and especially so many other matchups, it's all about like who gets that better kind of start off, and like who sort of, if like right now, like I got my GX attack off, Like, if I was able to gust into one of your two prizers, then it would have just been real tough for you for the rest of the game.
Yeah, it would have.
It's a good play there.
Yeah, see, okay, I had this really big brain play this one time. I was really far behind against a Zacian, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, against an ADP like this. I knocked out their Eternatus, and I had 3 prizes left. They already took 2 prizes, and then they hit it. Okay, they took 3 prizes, and then they took I made them knock out a Zigzagoon, so they were at 1 prize. I go stamp, let them hit me, switch into a VMAX, and then I switch into a VMAX, and then I go, oh gosh, I can't think right now. I
Okay.
go kill. Okay, I go switch into a VMAX when they hit me. Dangerous Drill off the. I Dangerous Drill off their thing, their air balloon.
Yeah.
Make them retreat into another one. Knock that one out, so they only have 1 energy, and I stamped them to 1, and then I killed the one with 3 energy on it, and that was literally how I won the game, and I was so far behind.
Dude, I mean, honestly, there's a reason like Stamp is banned and expanded. If anyone didn't know, but there's such good reason for that. Honestly, I mean, Stamp is just disgusting. You know what I mean? It's one of
Yeah,
those cards. It's kind of like Boss's Orders, maybe not as good, but it's one of those cards that will literally just win you the game without any sort of, you know, like.
yeah. So it sucks right here that I missed energy, because your best play here is just to hit me and then force me to hit you, and yeah.
See, I think my best play here. Well, that is true. I think a good play for me here would be to just gust onto one of your bench 2 prizers,
Mm-hmm.
and then just sort of, because I feel
See,
like,
my thought process right here is, okay, I have, okay, you're at 4 prizes, right?
yeah.
If you Gus and kill something, I could stamp you and then hit you with something else. I could stamp you and kill you, and then I can stamp you to 1 or 2 if you kill something, and then you have to find boss for 1 or 2. But right now you have a 4-card hand. I mean, you have 4 prizes left, and if you hit this, you can guarantee knock it out if I hit you again.
That's true. That is true.
So now I have to switch into another Eternatus and
Right.
let you hit it, because I don't have.
Yeah, no, you are right. You're definitely right. Because I mean, the stamp changes the matchup. It'd be one thing if you already had sort of an Eternatus on your bench that was like ready to be set up. You know what I mean? Like if it was like already had 1 or 2 energy. But
Yeah.
since you know it's not the case, then it's definitely
So now, either way, if you have boss, you have it right here.
right. But I do run Eldegoss in the deck, so for me right now it's just a matter of getting an
Quick
energy
ball or
on.
cost.
Yeah, getting an
Exactly.
energy in, and
And if you would have had stamp, you would have been lower. So
right, exactly.
if you would have had killed something on my bench, you would have been lower, and I would have had an Eternatus that I could have just attacked you with that turn and knocked you out, and then you would have had 1 turn to win instead of 2 turns. I mean, instead of 3 turns.
Right, right. I'm just thinking right now. I think my best play, if this goes heads, yeah, okay, that was huge, because
Yes.
now I can Eldegoss, but I don't have to grab bosses, and I can just fish for a Metal Saucer because I don't have any energies left in deck.
Mhm. Yeah, that's so. Yeah, you drew into a pretty good hand.
Yeah, no, it was Eldegoss in this deck is so big, and like, yeah. So, I mean,
Yeah.
that's the reason why catchers ADPization with catchers is so good, because it kind of gives you that gust option like almost every turn, especially with Eldegoss and
Yeah.
Oranguru. Like
It,
it's so
it
easy
really
to find
does.
it. Yeah. But I mean, that's you know even at the same in the same vein though, like even if you didn't get the knockout, or if I wasn't able to gust you that turn, then you would have just knocked out this zacian, taken 2 prizes, gone down to 1, right? And then I would have had a whole nother turn to just sort of find that energy and the gusting option next turn. So you know what I mean?
See, that's why you always hit that, because instead of having 1 turn to find the boss, you had now 3 turns to find the boss. Wait, what did you say? You wish hammers would?
I wish it was like discard 2 from your hand or something to discard an energy from your opponent's
That
Pokemon.
would be so broken.
Well, it would, but at the same time, like it would make the game 1 like less random, you know?
Yeah, I mean, but I think to an extent, some stuff like that has to be randomized, right? Because
Yeah,
if you if
you're right. You're right.
because if it was discard 2, that would be very.
It would go. It would Right now, it would go too well with like sort of the discard synergy and ADP zacian that they have anyway with like with Metal Saucer and stuff. So I mean, you're right.
It would be way too good, that's for sure. I don't think Eternatus could exist.
No, you're right. A lot of decks couldn't exist. But
you would have to run like Turbo Patch and Eternatus.
Right now though, running Centiskorch. Not happy about going first at all.
Against Centiskorch, you really like to go second.
I know. You really want to go second. Like, it's like a big difference.
But my hand is awful, so.
Yeah, mine's not terrific either. But spin the deck out, I guess. I don't know.
I just wish we could play like breakthrough format. That was so fun.
I thought about doing like a small tournament series where it was only single prize Pokemon and just like for fun completely, but I just don't know how the balancing would be, and I don't know, it just sort of seems like I don't know, it's one of those things where it sounds good, but at the same time it probably wouldn't.
You might not be able to get enough people to do it or something.
Yeah, and I think if somebody really just theory crafted it hard, then there'd be like 1 or 2 decks that just were way too good.
Yeah.
In the format, like I think like if everyone's running single prizers, like Blacephalon would just be stupid because
I mean
it's gonna one shot everything like consistently.
I mean, yeah, but no at the same time because of oh gosh, I can't even think what I was gonna say.
Oof. There's a lot of decks. Like the format would be weird, you know. It would just be super strange.
Yeah.
I think I wish a format like that actually existed, like a sanctioned format. Like they could just call it like the limited format instead of like standard or expanded, just like limited and no 2 or 3 prize cards. Like just
that would be cool, I guess.
I mean, they have the theme deck format in the game, right? But like theme decks, but just more creativity involved. I would enjoy that. I would enjoy that. I think this turn I'll just pop greens. I gotta find some stuff here. Yes. I'm not great at playing greens because I just don't. I'm not used to it, and when you're playing greens, it's like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just not good. I'm not good at like knowing what I should look for at what, like, you know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I guess a lot of people have that problem because there's some like Green's deck usually have some more, methodical thought processes, so
Right, and I mean I'm not very methodical at all.
I don't even know if that was the correct word for it, but
I'm rolling with it though. I like it. Sounds good. What about that rainbow rare Centiskorch though? Looks kind of cool.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know why I have the rainbow rare ones. I honestly don't know. I think there was like something weird where when I bought the cards for the deck, there was like a crazy good deal where it was like 2 rainbow rare Centiskorches for like stupid cheap amount of
Do you
packs.
do you typically buy your cards online or what?
Meaning like in real life or
I'm saying like your online cards, do you buy them online?
as like singles? Oh, you mean like the packs?
Like can't you go on um isn't there like online stores nowadays where you can actually get the cards online that you want? You can pay for them?
There, there definitely might be actually. I don't do it to buy singles. I buy a lot of packs through the online stores. Like that's something I
Oh,
do often. Um, but one thing that I did for Darkness Ablaze was in real life I bought like 3 booster boxes,
mm-hmm.
and then I sold like pretty much all of the cards, other than like a few cards that I wanted to keep.
Mm-hmm.
And after I sold all the cards, like the bulk and all of the rares and everything like that, I ended up making like a $100 profit. Um, it was a lot of work. uh,
Wait,
in
you're playing an Eldegoss?
Yeah, I do it for mainly for late game, just to get like that final welder or whatever. But
Oh, but that kind of defeats the purpose of greens.
I mean, it does. It does. I still think that this deck is good with just one Eldegoss because you don't have to play it, until at the very end when you just need it.
Yeah, but if you started, that feels so bad.
Yeah, I know. I play that risk for sure. I like it in the deck. I don't know. I don't know. Just hoping that
Okay.
you don't.
You're hoping I don't what?
Yeah, get some Zigzagoons down or something for the knockout. You need 3 though, right?
It's not even possible
Yeah, you need.
because
Yeah,
of
you don't run
yeah, 'cause
scoops.
I don't run skip ups. Yeah.
Facts. I think ADP is a better matchup against Eternatus than Centiskorch, but again, I think Centiskorch is just a really good deck. I think it's a great deck, but um, I don't know. It's. I think it'll be less of a good deck, especially after that new Metal Energy comes out, where
What oh the new metal energy it stops weakness, right?
yeah, it removes your weakness from on your Metal Pokemon, which is busted, dude. That's how silly
Yeah,
that is in
yeah,
retrospect. For Metal specifically to get that card right now.
that's really good. That makes Luca metal really good.
Yeah, it makes it like so good.
Yeah,
Makes ADP good too. Like it makes any part of Zacian better, which is
yeah,
I
that
mean,
is true.
I mean, you're right. Specifically, Luke Metal, that's for sure. But
Does it reduce damage at all, or just stops
no,
weakness?
just stops weakness. But that's more than enough.
Yeah, that's a lot better than weakness cards. So.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. See, but the thing I don't like about this deck is that I just have to get two hit KOs.
I
Like
mean,
if
for the most part, you
what's
can
up?
get some. Well, yeah, if you're going first, yeah, it usually is harder to get a one-hit KO.
Right, and like it's worth not putting the extra energy on if you're not gonna actually be able to get the one hit KO because then it's less energy for you to find and build up for your next Centiskorch.
Yeah.
But you had to discard cards. Okay, I'm not in a terrible spot, but same time now I'm not in a great spot. Dude, Stamp, dude, I hate Stamp, but it's such a good card. I think it's an appropriate card for the game right now.
Yeah, I think it's really good.
Yeah.
It's the only card that allows for some comeback potential.
Right, and you need something like that, But
Yeah,
it's always kind of feels bad when you lose to it and you're ahead.
yeah, for sure.
But that's just how the games go,
Yeah,
At this point, I will definitely regret playing that Eldegoss, but I thought that it was crucial.
yeah, it's gonna come in. It's gonna help me a lot.
So, I mean, now as long as you have boss, then it's over. But
I mean, you could still stamp me.
yeah, I don't know where Stamp is though. The thing is,
But
in this
but
deck,
now
I
you,
don't run like Marnie or Research. It's just Welder Greens.
but now you can't green. So,
Exactly. So now it's like, well, what do I do?
but this is why 3 boss is bad.
Right. Yeah, this is when you would want that 4th boss for sure. I mean, as long as you don't get boss in the next turn, then I should be somewhat decent. But then at this point, I need boss as well. So
I'm literally like on a thinning mission right here.
for sure, dude. For sure. That stamp was
Okay.
huge last turn. I mean, stamp is always huge late game, but that stamp was specifically really good.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go here. I can thin a lot of cards, thankfully. Here.
Yeah, that's also smart.
Okay. And then I'm going to.
I would like you to get the win this game. That way we would have a nice little gameplay clip for the video.
Yeah. Oh, I kind of messed up, but we'll see how it hurts me.
Well, I mean, right now I just need boss. This is why I shouldn't have played Eldegoss in the early game. But at the same time, if I didn't play Eldegoss, then I wouldn't have been able to set up this Centiskorch, the second Centiskorch, and I think I just wouldn't have been in a good spot anyway. So.
Okay. I have 2 boss left in deck, and I'm drawing 4 cards. I should have been drawing 5, but let's see if I hit it.
Yeah, let's see if that's the difference.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, there it is. Well, I mean, it is what it is, dude. You know what I mean? I think that's like typically sort of how this matchup can go a lot of times.
Yeah.
But
The big the big 2-hit VMAX matchup.
For sure, man. I mean,
And I guess
what's up?
I guess the version is similar to the non scoop up net version. Pretty more, little more consistent and
more like streamlined, more like sort of, yeah, more consistent, more sort of less variety of cards in the deck.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you had to play against 2 decks right now, would you rather play against ADP, or would you rather play against Centiskorch?
Personally, I'd rather play against Centiskorch because with Centiskorch, there's more room for error. Against ADP, it's like if you don't do this, you lose.
Right, and I think I think if you're going second with Centiskorch, you have a much better chance of winning than if you go first. Where I think with ADP, I think that you have a decent chance no matter what turn you go.
Yeah.
I think what you said is correct. I think that you'd definitely rather play Centiskorch playing Eternatus than ADP. But I think if you're playing Centiskorch, you'd rather play ADP than Eternatus. So I think there's a kind of a strange power triangle going on right now between those 3 decks.
There is for sure.
Yeah, I mean, do you think Blacephalon is a better pick right now to go into a bracket than Centiskorch? Because I mean, we saw one Centiskorch in top 8, but we saw 3 Blacephalon in top 16. So.
Oh really? I didn't even know.
Yeah, I think we had something like 4 Blacephalons in the tournament, and 3 of them made top 16.
Oh, that's crazy.
Another crazy stat, though, which I was actually surprised with, was that we had 17 people play ADP Zacian, and 1 of them made top 16.
And how many Eternatus made top 8?
There was 6, I believe, out of 16 made top 16.
Oh, wait, so there were only 2 other decks in top 8?
No, I meant top 16. Top 16.
Oh, my bad.
There was, I think, 2 or 3 in top 8 Eternatus.
Yeah, because I played against a Blown. I think I played against. So I played against a Mirror, a Blown, and Pika.
Yeah, I know there was Eternatus, there was Blown, there was ADP, there was Pika, and then there was another Eternatus, and Centiskorch. So there was actually a lot of variety in top 8, and I think our top 8 was a pretty good representation, sort of like the top 8 in the format right now in terms of decks.
Yeah.
But anyway, dude, getting about an hour of the recording, so I'll have some editing to do. But I think we definitely hit all the stops here for the video. I appreciate coming on. I appreciate you doing the interview, man. This video should come up later tonight. So, if you're still up by then, definitely go check it out. I really appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate everybody who tunes into the videos and the streams and plays in the tournaments, man. But, it's great to see the community growing, and it's great to do these videos with you and all the other champions that we'll get in the Chill series.
Thanks for having me on the channel and stuff like that. So,
yeah, no problem, man. Hopefully this video goes right up to our most viewed video. Maybe you'll surpass the previous champions video.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll see, man.
All right.
See you, man. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, thanks.
Later.